The source of the optimism we feel is a vision transcending the cessation of war and the creation of agencies of international cooperation. Permanent peace among nations is an essential stage, but not, Bahá'u'lláh asserts, the ultimate goal of the social development of humanity. Beyond the initial armistice forced upon the world by the fear of nuclear holocaust, beyond the political peace reluctantly entered into by suspicious rival nations, beyond pragmatic arrangements for security and coexistence, beyond even the many experiments in cooperation which these steps will make possible, lies the crowning goal, the unification of all the peoples of the world in one universal family.
Disunity is a danger that the nations and peoples of the earth can no longer endure. The consequences are too terrible to contemplate, too obvious to require any demonstration. The well-being of mankind, Baha'u'lláh wrote more than a century ago, its peace and security are unattainable unless and until its unity is firmly established. In observing that mankind is groaning, is dying to be led to unity and to terminate its age-long martyrdom, Shoghi Effendi further commented that unification of the whole of mankind is the hallmark of the stage which human society is now approaching. Unity of family, of tribe, of city, state, and nation have been successively attempted and fully established. World unity is the goal towards which a harassed humanity is striving. Nation building has come to an end. The anarchy inherent in state sovereignty is moving towards a climax. A world growing to maturity must abandon this fetish, recognize the oneness and wholeness of human relationships, and establish once and for all the machinery that can best incarnate this fundamental principle of its life.
All contemporary forces of change validate this view. The proofs can be discerned in the many examples already cited of the favorable signs towards world peace in current international movements and developments. The army of men and women drawn from virtually every culture, race, and nation on earth, who serve the multifarious agencies of the United Nations, represent a planetary civil service whose impressive accomplishments are indicative of the degree of cooperation that can be attained even under discouraging conditions. An urge towards unity, like a spiritual springtime, struggles to express itself through countless international congresses that bring together people from a vast array of disciplines. It motivates appeals for international projects involving children and youth. Indeed, it is the real source of the remarkable movement towards ecumenism, by which members of historically antagonistic religions and sects seem irresistibly drawn towards one another. Together with the opposing tendency to warfare and self-aggrandizement against which it ceaselessly struggles, the drive towards world unity is one of the dominant, pervasive features of life on the planet during the closing years of the 20th century.
The experience of the Baha'i community may be seen as an example of this enlarging unity. It is a community of some 3 to 4 million people, drawn from many nations, cultures, classes, and creeds, engaged in a wide range of activities serving the spiritual, social, and economic needs of the peoples of many lands. It is a single social organism, representative of the diversity of the human family, conducting its affairs through a system of commonly accepted consultative principles, and cherishing equally all the great outpourings of divine guidance in human history. Its existence is yet another convincing proof of the practicality of its founder's vision of a united world, another evidence that humanity can live as one global society, equal to whatever challenges its coming of age may entail. If the Bahá'í experience can contribute in whatever measure to reinforcing hope in the unity of the human race, we are happy to offer it as a model for study.
In contemplating the supreme importance of the task now challenging the entire world, we bow our heads in humility before the awesome majesty of the divine Creator, who out of His infinite love has created all humanity from the same stock, exalted the gem-like reality of man, honored it with intellect and wisdom, nobility and immortality, and conferred upon man the unique distinction and capacity to know Him and to love Him, a capacity that must needs be regarded as the generating impulse and the primary purpose underlying the whole of creation.
We hold firmly the conviction that all human beings have been created to carry forward an ever-advancing civilization, that to act like the beasts of the field is unworthy of man, that the virtues that benefit human dignity are trustworthiness, forbearance, mercy, compassion, and loving kindness towards all peoples. We reaffirm the belief that the potentialities inherent in the station of man, the full measure of his destiny on earth, the innate excellence of his reality, must all be manifested in this promised day of God. These are the motivations for our unshakable faith that unity and peace are the attainable goal towards which humanity is striving.
At this writing, the expectant voices of Baha'is can be heard despite the persecution they still endure in the land in which their faith was born. By their example of steadfast hope, they bear witness to the belief that the imminent realization of this age-old dream of peace is now, by virtue of the transforming effects of Baha'u'llah's revelation, invested with the force of divine authority. Thus we convey to you not only a vision in words, we summon the power of deeds of faith and sacrifice. We convey the anxious plea of our co-religionists everywhere for peace and unity. We join with all who are the victims of aggression, all who yearn for an end to conflict and contention, all whose devotion to principles of peace and world order promotes the ennobling purposes for which humanity was called into being by an all-loving Creator.
In the earnestness of our desire to impart to you the fervor of our hope and the depth of our confidence, we cite the emphatic promise of Bahá'u'lláh. These fruitless strifes, these ruinous wars shall pass away, and the most great peace shall come. The Universal House of Justice.